God pronounces judgment. The soil Cain worked will resist him, and he will find no resting place. He must roam the earth, marked by his sin. Cain's bravado collapses. Cain, my punishment is greater than I can bear. You have driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from your presence shall I be hid. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and anyone who finds me will slay me. Fear grips Cain. He dreads that he will be killed in revenge for his brother's blood, and that he is cut off from God's presence. But the Lord, even in judgment, shows a measure of mercy. God, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. God places a mark on Cain, a mysterious protective sign, so that no one who finds Cain will kill him. Thus, Cain will live with his guilt and punishment, but God prevents others from taking revenge by murdering him. With a heavy heart, Cain leaves the presence of the Lord. He goes out into exile, dwelling in the land of Nod, which means wandering, east of Eden. There Cain's lineage continues. He even builds a city. But the mark of his crime follows him and his descendants. Adam and Eve are left to mourn their beloved Abel, and to endure the sorrow of Cain's banishment. Their family has been shattered by sin's cruel hand. Still, life carries on. In the wake of tragedy, Adam and Eve have hope of new life. Other sons and daughters will be born to them, and people will continue to call upon the name of the Lord in the generations to come. Noah and the great flood generations pass, and Adam's descendants spread over the earth. The human family multiplies into villages and cities. But as people grew in number, they also grew in evil. The world became utterly corrupt and filled with violence, for nearly all of humanity's thoughts were bent continually toward wickedness. God looks down upon his creation and sees how far mankind has fallen. His heart fills with pain at what the world has become. In his justice and sorrow, the Lord decrees that a great flood will cleanse the earth of its corruption and give it a fresh start. Yet amidst a world of corruption, one man shines like a light of hope. Noah walks with God even when everyone around him turns away. Noah is a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. He has a wife, 3 sons, and daughters-in-law. When God surveys the earth and finds Noah's faithful heart, he extends grace to Noah. Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. One day, God speaks to Noah and reveals his plan. God tells Noah that a flood of waters will come upon the earth to destroy all flesh under heaven, a global deluge to wipe away the violence and evil. But God also gives Noah instructions to survive. Make thee an ark. Noah is to build a great wooden ship, an ark, that will preserve him, his family, and the animals through the coming flood. God provides detailed directions for this ark, large enough to shelter Noah's family and pairs of every kind of creature. God also establishes a covenant with Noah, promising that Noah and his family will be kept safe inside the ark. Noah listens with awe and obedience. Though the task is immense and the warning dire, Noah trusts God completely. He begins gathering wood and supplies and starts constructing the ark as God commanded. For many years, Noah and his sons worked diligently to build the ark exactly as God instructs. They cut and shaped timbers, hammering the massive structure together and coating it with pitch to make it waterproof. At last, the colossal ark stands complete on dry land, a 3-decked vessel prepared for the coming flood. When the appointed time draws near, the Lord tells Noah to enter the ark with his household, for Noah alone has been found righteous in that generation. God also sends the animals to Noah. Animals of every kind come in pairs, and the clean animals by 7s, as God brings them to the ark. Noah's family marvels as creatures large and small arrive peacefully to take their places inside. Elephants lumber up the ramp side by side, doves flutter onto the rafters, snakes slither into dark corners, and lions pad in quietly as if guided by an unseen hand. Pens and stalls are filled with everything from sheep to sparrows, all under God's care. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and their wives, 8 souls in total, also board the ark. When everyone is inside and the preparations are complete, God himself closes the great door of the ark. For a moment, silence. Then a cool drop of rain splashes on the dry ground, followed by another and another. The windows of heaven swing open and torrents of rain begin to pour down. At the same time, the fountains of the great deep, subterranean waters, burst forth from below. A great storm unlike any in history engulfs the world. Rain falls in blinding sheets. Rivers overflow their banks, fields turn into vast lakes. The waters rise rapidly, swelling higher each hour. People in Noah's village and beyond run for shelter, but none can escape the deluge. Houses are swept away, trees are uprooted by the raging flood. Those outside the ark scramble in vain for safety, climbing to rooftops or hills, but the relentless waters pursue them. The flood sweeps away everything in its path. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain never stops. The flood waters continue to surge higher, until even the tallest mountains are submerged beneath the waves. The ark, Noah's great wooden ship, is lifted up by the swelling sea and begins to drift. All outside the ark perish in the judgment of the flood. Every living thing on land is wiped out. But inside, Noah and his family are safe. They drift upon a global ocean, shut in by God's providence. At last, after 40 days of continuous rain, the windows of heaven close and the downpour ceases. Raindrops slow to a stop and the bruised clouds begin to part. Bright sun rays break through and shine upon a boundless expanse of water. Still, water covers the world for a long time. The ark floats upon the face of the deep for months. But God has not forgotten Noah and those with him in the ark. He sends a wind to help dry the earth, and the floodwaters gradually begin to recede. In the 7th month, the ark comes to rest with a gentle scrape upon the mountains of Ararat. The peaks of those mountains become visible as the water level continues dropping. After many more weeks, Noah opens a window he built in the ark. First, he releases a raven into the sky. The raven flies back and forth over the diminishing waters and does not return to the ark. Then Noah sends out a dove to see if the land has dried. The dove flutters away, but finding no place to perch, for water still covers much of the ground, it soon returns to Noah. Noah reaches out his hand and brings the little dove back into the ark. He waits patiently, hoping for signs of life. A week later, Noah sends the dove out again. This time at dusk, the dove returns, and in its beak is a fresh olive leaf. Seeing the green leaf, Noah and his family know the waters have abated, and plants are growing once more. The sight of that little olive leaf fills them with joy and thanksgiving. They realize the end of their long confinement is near. Noah waits one more week and sends the dove out a 3rd time. This time the dove does not return at all, choosing to settle in the newly restored world. Noah removes the ark's cover and surveys the landscape. In the 10th month since the start of the flood, the mountaintops are fully visible. By the beginning of the 2nd year, the flood having lasted around a year in total, the earth is dry. Then God speaks to Noah. God, go forth from the ark, you and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Bring out every living thing that is with you, all flesh, so they can breed abundantly on the earth and be fruitful and multiply upon it. With great joy, Noah and his family step out of the ark onto solid ground. They inhale the fresh, clean air under an open sky. Around them, the animals likewise emerge. Beasts and birds and creeping things of every kind exit the ark, stretching their legs and wings, eager to explore the renewed earth. Lions shake their manes and trot off into the wild. Deer leap away through the trees. Bright parrots and doves take to the sky in a flurry of wings. The long, difficult voyage is finally over. Noah's family and the creatures are home on dry land again. Noah's first act is to thank the Lord. He builds an altar and offers some of the clean animals as burnt sacrifices in gratitude for their salvation. The smoke rises toward heaven, and Noah prays with a thankful heart. The Lord smells the pleasing aroma of Noah's offering and is deeply moved by Noah's worship. God promises in his heart never again to curse the ground or destroy all living things with a flood, despite mankind's sinful tendencies. As long as the earth remains, the cycle of seasons, seed time and harvest, summer and winter, will continue without global interruption. Then God blesses Noah and his sons, renewing the command first given to Adam, "Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth." Noah's family will repopulate the world afresh. Clouds gather and a gentle rain begins to fall. As sunlight breaks through the fading mist, a radiant rainbow appears, stretching across the sky in brilliant colors. Noah and his family gaze up in awe at the shining arch of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. And God tells Noah that the rainbow is a sign of his promise. Never again will a flood destroy all life on earth. The rainbow is the token of this everlasting covenant between God and every living creature. Whenever the clouds gather and the rainbow shines, it will remind God and mankind of this pledge of mercy. Noah's family smiles in relief and worship. The storm of judgment is past, and God's bow of promise lights the sky. Thus, Noah and his family live on a cleansed earth. In the years after the flood, Noah's sons and their wives have children. From these three families, new nations will arise to fill the world. Humanity has been given a second chance, a new beginning. The Lord has shown both his justice and his mercy. He judged wickedness with the flood, but saved Noah and established his covenant of peace symbolized by the rainbow. In his wisdom and mercy, God decides to intervene and humble their arrogance before it carries them too far. God, behold, they are one people with one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. So the Lord comes down to the plain of Shinar to confound their scheme. God, come, let us go down and confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech.